How's it going, chat?
Guess what I got upstream, chat? Guess what I got? You want to see what I got, chat? Yeah, face reveal. How's it going, boys and girls? First things first is I chance up the headhunter. I was pretty happy about this. So yeah, I chance of the headhunter. Did not buy this. Chance of it. Very poggers. Alright, so I'm back. I'm no longer sick, so you can see the camera. Hello. So Toad just asked me to yap a little bit about the build. So obviously we are just playing ED Contagion, right? There's nothing particularly new about ED Contagion, except a Twitch chat I had the very clever idea of using the new support gems to actually turn a regular ED Contagion build into something new. So basically they suggested a combination of Scion's Temper, Valenta's Propulsion, and Ricochet 2. And what this essentially does, combined with Chain of course, you fire an Essence Chain projectile. This projectile will chain and has a chance of firing 8 additional projectiles in a Nova. And these projectiles now travel much further, way further than before from Valenta's Propulsion, because we are scaling a lot of cast speed, right, to make the build feel good. Combine that with Ricochet, right, causing it to now chain also from the terrain, and effectively we fire a shitload of projectiles. These all bounce from the walls onto targets, chained to many targets, and allow me to clear with just Essence Train. I no longer need to Contagion. I don't Contagion at all anymore, except for bosses. Combining this with Snake Pit is important as well. You don't need the Snake Pit. It's not mandatory. You'll still feel a noticeable increase in clear speed without it. But I had a Snake Pit since day one of the league. I got it very cheap. I would say this is very recommended, by the way. It's very strong. But combining it with Snake Pit obviously elevates it even further. I've also managed to take this to an even further level, right? By combining it with this mod. Projectiles have a chance to fire. Extra barrage. So I have this wheel here. I have this wheel here. And then I combine it. Now this is super endgame. You don't need to do this. But obviously I just wanted to min-max it for fun. But I also have 50% from a double socket wand. Meaning, as you may have noticed, my Essence Train always fires at least 3 projectiles. Which, again, these all chain and wall bounce and go all over the place. And then I added the Trick Shot Annoyant, which causes it to chain even more off terrain for a total of 65. Right? And we then took it to the next final stage. Previously, I didn't really like Eldritch Empowerment, right? This causes you to sacrifice ES. I just didn't like it. And Price of Power was a bit clunky to try to use. And Necromantic Conduct doesn't really do anything. So I was like, well, I would love to use Rapture the Soul. But Rapture the Soul, which causes enemies that are cursed by you to explode into chaos damage, right? This breaks your Contagion chain, I believe. So it felt not so good to use. But now that we're no longer clearing with Contagion, we take this node, yeah? And we basically get explodey pops with tons of cast speed, tons of damage, screen wide, off-screen clear, chain wall bouncing craziness. It's just incredible. Yeah, and we don't need to Contagion anymore. This is the big thing. Genuinely, like, I'm sure this is not as good as Fubgun's build, but it's really nice to play. And the best part is, it's not a 2k life Deadeye. Right? I've actually dropped a lot of defense just to go even faster and get more loot. But we have all the defense of a Lich, yeah? All the defense of a Lich, 11.5k ES, 25% damage reduction from damage bypass, good res, all that good stuff. Blasphemy, temp chains, we can even get Blasphemy and Feeble if we really want to. While getting all the like giga clear of a Zuma build. So it just feels incredible to play all on one button as well. No lightning rod needed except for maybe super tanky targets. So yeah, very excellent build. As you can see as well, I have gone even a step beyond everything I just said. I now have Headhunter, I have Rite of Passage. So I'm just doing this because it's fun. It's not required even a tiny bit, by the way. It's just, you know, when you're farming this fast, you make a lot of money. You're like, well, what can I spend to make my mapping even more fun? Headhunter is actually more of a meme, to be honest with you. But, you know, hey, I'm just having fun with the build at this point. But yeah, very happy with the build. I do get asked a lot what the minimum requirements to swap to the... We're dubbing it ED Spark, yeah? Because you basically just run around, you know, one-shotting the entire screen with ED. I would say, based off my chat's experience with the build, 10-15k on your Essence Train tooltip, right? So you see I've got 30k at the moment. So if you got it maybe 10k at least, probably, maybe a bit more is a good idea, but at least 10k minimum. And I would also go a step further and say, obviously you're going to need the 6th link, yeah? Because there's just so many support gems to actually enable all this interaction to work together. So I would say 10k tooltip, 6th link ED is the minimum. Absolute minimum. But after that, it'll just start ramping. You'll get better and better gear. And as obviously you might have seen with this character's progression, a lot of the gear is very deterministic to craft. You can craft ones like this, amulets like this, and focuses like this, extremely deterministic. Like genuinely, in total for like, it depends on like how good we're talking here. Obviously this one's a lot more expensive, but you can craft close gear to this very affordably, right? This doesn't cost like 100 divines to make or something. It was like 20 divines. I do get asked as well about my single target. Obviously they see the clear and the one I've had does good single target. I have done every boss including the new Uber Arbiter, who's not really very Uber. Boss damage is very good. Something like maybe 1 million DPS, roughly, maybe a bit less. But that's obviously enough to kill every single boss in the game in like 10-20 seconds, except for Uber Arbiter, who took like 30. So, pretty good damage, I would say. Best part is, while bossing, you do get access to freeze from Chaotic Freeze. So this allows us to maybe we maybe do like 2 boss mechanics, and then the boss gets frozen, and then it dies within the duration of the freeze. So it's actually pretty 4-head bossing. You just slap all your shit down, and then the boss gets frozen, and then dies. So, yeah, simple. So I'll talk about mana real quick. That is another thing that gets asked a lot. While running the ED setup, if you just spam, you can see no mana flask item very quick. Number one is this probably does want to actually use a mana flask at endgame. Yeah, I know that sucks. You could theoretically get a lot more mana regen to solve this. But what I did instead, you only need to spam ED while mapping. So, if you look at the gameplay, you'll notice I'm not really struggling with mana. And that's because I have this jewel. So, obviously you should get a better one than this, but that 2% mana on kill mod doubled from my ascendancy. Gives me 4% mana on kill. There are other sources of mana on kill in the game. You can even get it on the tree instead of trick shot. But that will give you most of your mana recovery while mapping, right? And then for single target, you don't need to spam ED, so just don't, right? Just throw you down your totems, and then they stay up for like 10 seconds or so. Let's see how long. Yeah, they start for 10 seconds or so. So you have to recast them once every 10 seconds. So it's pretty simple, yeah? So basically just don't overspam your abilities while bossing, and while mapping, use ES on kill, mana on kill. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, one more thing I'll cover. So in terms of gear, Life Pot doesn't do anything, obviously, right? Even if I use it, it doesn't actually heal me. And we're just using a nice, juicy, big mana flask. It's not a unique or anything, it's just an MTX. I already mentioned the Headhunter. I'll show you my old belt, because like I said, this is mostly just for fun. It doesn't really benefit my character that much. But yeah, I was just using a nice life mana res belt before. This is a nicer belt overall. It's probably better than my current belt, like the Headhunter, but the Headhunter is fun in these juicy maps, you know? It just gives me more speed and stuff, and it's just fun. You should technically use a mana flask that removes from life. That's smart. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Does that actually work? Yo, shit. Yo, live update to the build.
It's yours.
I mean, that better work. I better not get baited. Looks like it does. It's only an extra 110 mana, but it is an upgrade, so. Pog, chat. At Zero Sustain, I have looked into replacing this. I actually do think it is BIS. Very hard to replace. I mean, the Chaos Res, the rarity, the amount of ES you get combined with the damage reduction actually is basically BIS. Really did think I could. I thought I could replace this. The reality is you get less EHP on a rare helmet. And then the fact that it has 3 sockets for Chaos Res combined with a rarity, it's just a nice helmet. So it's kind of insane to me that this is not replaceable. Maybe I could do the math again, but as far as I can tell, this is BIS. So, yeah, the 10% is DR on top of your 15%, so 25% DR total. So it's an amazing, amazing item. Alright, you ready for the juice, chat? Fubbing has commenced. It's time for fubbing. Yeah, these 4. Alright. Boom. 1 fub gun. 2 fub gun, 3 fub gun, 4 fub gun. Oh. Oh, it's beautiful.
Mine now.
Oh, dude. Holy chat. We got some fub gun. 55 quantity, 6 things. What did I just witness? You're witnessing the fub gun. Alright, and then guess what, chat? Pre-rolled. Yeah, like I said, get used to that noise, chat. It's early access, I think. Look at all those rares. Holy shit. Wait, can you guys see that actually? Oh fuck, it's like... Look at that. Oh, and this is not including the breach or the ritual.